Hey, this is Lorena, and I wanted to do a tutorial on how to do, since we're into Valentine's, right? I'm not much of a holiday person, to be honest, but I wanted to do some heart tutorials. What I wanted to do is a heart meandering. And the reason I wanted to do that is because I want to make a bag for the elderly community. What I end up doing is some of the extra blocks that they have, I go ahead and make something so that the ladies, one of them ladies, or maybe two, end up leaving with the gift that they didn't expect. So this tutorial is how to do heart meandering or hearts, fluttering hearts. I don't know. Hearts in the space. I don't know what to name it yet. Heart fills. That's maybe a thought. On your domestic quilt. So I'm going to do a tutorial on it. And let me just say, I really suck at it. I truly, honestly suck at it. So if you're going to, I'm going to encourage those of you who are just putting the effort in to try, because this is not an easy skill to learn. I know we see Leah Day and she just quilts on her little machine as if, anyone can do it. And let me just say, this is not an easy skill to learn. So don't be dismayed, you people who want to quilt on your domestic machine and you struggle along. I'm struggling with you. Let's struggle together, okay? So let me show you I'll show you one of my pieces. It looks bad. Oh my god, it looks so bad. And the back looks better. I don't know why. The back looks better. And here, but fear not, in time it does get better. After probably an hour, maybe not an hour, maybe 45 minutes of fiddling on the machine, sooner or later I seemed to my brain connect to my little hands, connect to the machine, and it seemed like I was getting a good rhythm of it. Just know that this is not an easy task, and that is something that you need to practice and learn. And so let me show you my second panel. I'm kind of proud of this. Proud of this panel. So this is the panel, and this is the back. The white area right here, I was trying to do it on a different sewing machine. What I found is my Juki 210 seems to have a lot of drag on it. I think maybe I don't have it set up right. So I went ahead and I tried it on my XL 6000 Singer. I noticed on the Singer the fabric flowed a lot easier. So if you're not having success on one machine, try it on a different sewing machine. I'm sure some of you have more than one. So let's go to the tutorial and enjoy watching me struggle. Yeah, this is not professional work, by the way. So I hope you like this tutorial. I'll see you soon. All right, bye.
So, okay, let's get started. You're going to need a piece of fabric with some batting. Two pieces of fabric with, I did 2 layers of batting because I like it a little loftier. Your machine gingers, your super slider, and whatever quilting foot you use for your quilting machine. Mine is a Juki 210. And what I also did is I got a book, a drawing book, and I'm drawing the fill on the book. I'm using a Sharpie or whatever marking utensil. Just know that when you're marking that you should not lift your pen, because where you start, you want to make it a continuous flow and a continuous line. And you just see me drawing the design on my on just any paper. It really doesn't matter. But what I like to do is sometimes just sit there and play around with fills, and this is considered a heart fill that I'm making. And just follow the flow and draw it with your hands. It really does help when you start the quilting process. I tend to do this and then I get on my long arm and I start doing the design on the long arm. It gives you an idea of how the stitch will flow and move around the quilt, and it also gives you kind of like motion memory. So here I'm doing the same thing on a piece of fabric or my little sandwich of fabrics and drawing it. I am using a chalk pencil. Um, I really do like the chalk pencil a lot better than the Fawns and Porter's marking tool because the Fawns and Porter's marking tool, the lead kept breaking on me, but it does make a clearer line. So now you see me here on my machine and I'm quilting. It is really messy. I found that I had the speed too fast, and so I was getting impatient, and so I wasn't moving in a slow, consistent manner. I also think that when the machine was making louder noise or, running faster, I wanted to move faster, but this process is a lot slower. And so here you see that they're little tiny little stitches, and you can even see that I'm not even rounding that echo. Um, This is my first time ever since I've done that tutorial on the domestic machine. I promise I have not gotten back on and practice. So this is me starting almost like as if I've never done it before. And here you see me trying to go back and re-echo. Let me just say this. It does take you some time to get used to the speed that you need to have the machine on, the speed of you moving your hands, and also the rhythm. Rhythm does matter, and you get used to how the machine functions when you're doing these kind of movements. And you can see that I am struggling. I am struggling. And it is really hard for somebody who wants to be a perfectionist, but you see epic failure. To me, this is a lot of failure. But here, this is what encouraged me. I slowed down, and you see me just moving so much slower. And then I ended up making a heart like I wanted, like I drew. It's not exactly perfect, but it's better than what I had been doing. Also, when I did that hook inside the heart, if you notice, I stitched over and came back perfectly on top of it. So what I decided to do, and these are some pictures of my first run, I decided to go ahead and start fresh. Because when you're working in a piece of fabric where you've done a lot of mistakes, I think the mistakes stay in your mind and you're constantly looking at them. So here you see me get that piece of fabric and I got a fresh one. I did a drawing and I used my Fawns and Porter's marking tool. So you see the line is a lot thinner. Since I learned something on the first run to go slow, move the fabric slow, move the fabric in a consistent round manner, the bigger the movement, the better it is, especially if you want to get those big curves. So almost learning to move my hands in a wider motion and in a slower motion really did help me. And here you see me that I'm trying to follow the line. And you see in these videos that I slow down my hand movement and I also slow down the stitching. I wasn't running the machine as quickly. I noticed when I had the machine running faster, I wanted to move my hands faster, which was not getting me the shapes that I wanted. I really am proud of these. I know um, I think in this process, you have to pat yourself in the back for whatever little successes you have, because this is not an easy process. But I am really proud of that echo and how in this area, I think after a little bit, I started quilting without even using a drawing, which was really like exciting for me because after 30 minutes, I really do encourage you that after like 30, 40 minutes, start fresh on a new piece of fabric and just draw everything out again as if you're starting brand new and then try to slow yourself down and you will have success because that's all I started doing. It's not exactly like I would like it, but you know what? It's a whole lot better than when I started. And so here you see me just slowing down. I'm even pausing, turning my fabric a little bit, taking it easy, taking a couple deep breaths. Because I noticed also too when I was doing this, I was holding my breath. I wasn't even breathing because I felt so much stress in trying to get everything exactly like I wanted it. And it wasn't really working out the way I wanted it anyway. So I just kind of relaxed and slowed the process down and just went with the flow. This is really a place where you just need to chill and not be in a hurry. And aren't those beautiful? I'm so excited They were really pretty. I want to stretch myself and my skill. I am really initially an embroiderer and a long armor, and I'm trying to kind of expand my horizons and skill. And sometimes failure is part of expanding yourself. You're not going to be great initially. You become great in the process of doing it. If we look at quilters, especially our favorite ones, one of the ones that I really like watching her videos is Leah Day. I've been watching her for years, and I've also learned this, that whatever skill I want to gain, I have to put time into. And I really do want to learn this skill so that I can encourage you to do this skill, even if you're watching me struggle, because I think that's part of it. I don't think we see some quilters struggle because they've been doing it for years, and so they've already done the hard work that wasn't seen. And we're just seeing their success because um, the time they invested in it. So I really do thank you for just watching me struggle because you see me struggle here. But I'm proud of this because I took time to do it. And these are my panels.
Enjoy watching me fail epically, but without failure, there really is no success. And so, down the line, maybe a year from now, if I keep doing this, I'm going to be a pro. And then you're going to be like, oh my God. So, this is where it starts. This is where success really starts. And so, I want to show you my process and from my beginning to my end. And then I'm going to get on the long arm, and that I know they're going to be epically beautiful. Yes. So I'm just trying to stretch myself and get myself out of the box.